Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Phil Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
Gobble, gobble.
It's Ray's favorite time of year, guys!
That's right. It's Goblin time again, kids. Welcome back. What is this third annual Goblin?
Yes, sir.
That's right, kids. Welcome back to the Ultimate Spider-Cast. I am Phil. Join me, as always, it is
Lilith Hellfire! Gobble, gobble!
no stranger to the Goblin, it is.
With my favorite jive turkey, of course.
Here's the third annual. So I think first year was OG Hobgoblin. Last year was Mackendale, and then this year
Mackendale!
This year we're doing Perry Osborn.
Honestly, he's the superior goblin. I'm just gonna say it. I enjoy his stories way more. I feel more invested.
Well, there's so much more, it's the
Depth.
best friend. And then,
Yeah.
Nothing beats a crazy, insane best friend.
With banging ass waves. Yep. I love how that's the one common denominator for all Spider-Man fans. The Osborn waves must be talked about.
Amber waves are... oh yeah. Oh,
Amber waves of crazy.
But in the news, did you see? I guess Tom Holland's contract must be up because he was like, "Oh, well, if we ever did more, it would be a different Spider. It'd be a different kind of story and blah blah blah." Kind of like.
Everybody's like, anyway, boy, we've been waiting on live action Miles Morales. You better get it. You and your agent better get it together. You better get it together.
He was like, "We filmed this No Way Home as if it's the end of the trilogy, and but you
got to be in Civil War and all that. I mean, it's not our fault. Your agent sucks, buddy. Don't do that.
Well, it's probably negotiation time, so he's just hinting around. It's like, well, I can leave. I can stay.
Is Tom Holland the most beloved Spider-Man? No, that is Tobey Maguire. So he better watch his back. Let's just be honest.
He's a
you're lucky to be in the room, kid. You're lucky to be with Zendaya, and you're lucky to be on the Marvel gravy train.
I mean, he's trying to play it cool as a young kid, but meanwhile, you know what he's saying.
You need the money, gimme. Imagine your agent blowing this for you, bro. I would fire them instantly.
No.
But Tom Holland's not going anywhere. Let's all be honest. We saw what happened with the Sony debacle and all those things. Although he's gonna have to keep those lips a little tighter. He has still been spilling spoilers. So
I mean, they want him because what is he, early 20s? I mean, he could still.
Yeah, he actually can still pass for a teenager, unlike certain people.
And he can and if they can hook him in, I mean, he could be Spider-Man for another 10, 20 years.
RDJ without the RDJ prices. Hell, without the crisp prices, any of them.
I mean, still, and again, they were how old when they started? I mean, yeah, he's.
But can Spider-Man make it through 3 movies and not be rebooted? That is the question, sir.
Yeah, but if he's in the MCU,
we'll have to see how No Way Home goes. I don't know. It's a lot riding on that movie. It is.
I know. Especially Venom shows.
I'm telling you, that's going to happen in Doctor Strange. It's not going to happen. That's going to piss people off. Because, I don't know. I don't think anybody's really clamoring for the next Strange movie. I'm sorry. Other than if Wong has a bigger role, but he's out doing his own thing now.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even have that to look forward to. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I don't know. Charlie said he thinks Venom's going to spend the whole movie on an Amtrak trying to get to New York.
It's funny.
All right.
Let's get to this gobble gobble issue. Because we have a lot of new Spider-Man to talk afterwards as well. So
Gobble gobble.
That's right. All right. So, yes, for the first week of the third annual Green Gobble Gobble, we got Amazing Spider-Man 136 and 137. So,
Green Gobble Gobble seems like you need to go see a doctor. Just saying.
oh, whoa.
Talk about your green eggs and ham.
Ew. Oh my God, I was listening to the Spider-Man Crawl Space podcast today. It was like from a couple months back. It was just so funny because they were talking about Harry Osborn because one of them said, was it George? He said, he goes, Harry Osborn. He's like, he's like, now I hear that name, it sounds like it's Australian slang for like a guy's junk.
Ray, can you confirm?
Kick him right in the Harry Osborn.
Talk about a couple balls down the gob.
Oh.
A couple of balls down the gob. What the F? It's a lot of meat.
Oh, that's right. I just have to cut up a new drop for him. Russell begged him and he get him to say,
Oh, yeah, the hard man.
hard master. And he did.
Hard master.
Hey, well, all right. So, so this is saying that giant size Spider-Man #2 we did. Hey, took place right before this. So,
oh, perfect.
Yeah. So, tonight.
So scroll down if you want a little continuity and context.
Yeah. That wasn't a complete mess. All right.
I mean, this is kind of the decade where Spider-Man's a little bit of a mess. Let's just be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun mess, but it's mess, and they don't really tie it all together until probably like late 80s. Spoilers.
Yes. All right. So Amazing Spider-Man 136. Oh, for a whole quarter.
That's it. I'm inventing a time machine, and it's specifically for just comic books.
I know. September 1974. Oh, yeah, and then this is 3 months after the Dr. Octopus wedding issue, too.
Like I said, it's a strange decade of Spider-Man.
I know. All right, man. Man, they put it right up on Main Street in the title. The Green Goblin lives again.
Oh! I get to take a drink because we get to mention Gwen Stacy a few times. So
That's true, because
future Lilith, beware.
And writer Jerry Conway, which thanks to Nick Spencer, now once again the only man who screwed over Gwen Stacy. Hey,
nice.
Penciler Ross Andrew, inkers Frank Giacoia and Dave Hunt, colorist Linda Lessman, letterer Artie Simic, and editor Roy Thomas. Jeez. Oh my God, Peter said, that's right, Peter does say the title in this issue. Holy cow, it's really him. The Green Goblin lives again.
Oh, 70s Spider-Man. Over in Japan being a freaking Super Sentai show. Oh, 70s Spider-Man.
Konnichiwa. All right. Here we go, kids. After an afternoon out on the town, Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson decide to spend the rest of the day at Peter's apartment
Ew.
to listen to a new record he has purchased. Yes. Kids,
Oh God, Ella Fitzgerald, the brand new one. I was just like, God, can you date yourself any harder? Although that album is banging. Just gonna say.
I mean, I was gonna say, I guess vinyl's back, but I was gonna say record.
Yeah, it would be. I think Finding Mellow would be probably the one he's referencing.
Whoa.
You should, if you can find it on Spotify, listen to it. It's pretty chill and mellow if you smoke doobies.
Smoked a doobie.
For medical purposes only, of course. No recreational use. No.
Unless it's yours. Right, Lilith Hellfire. Oh my God, there's a sponsor.
Hey, True Leaf, sponsor me.
Oh,
That's the local dispensary. What?
Just say, man, she pulled that out of her pocket pretty quick.
Oh, I got all the merch. I mean, just saying.
Come on. Yeah, come on. She could be the.
That would be more for Green Lanterns. Get it?
I was gonna say, come on, you could be the female Kevin Smith, man, blazing up on Podcast?
Oh no. Only if that was the only way I was paying my bills.
Oh my. When they arrive at the apartment that Peter has been sharing with Harry Osborn, Mary Jane insists on unlocking the door herself.
Redheads, what are you gonna do?
As she begins to turn the key, Peter's spider sense begins to warn him of danger.
Danger will I mean Peter Parker.
It's ting ting ting-a-lid, ting ting ting-a-lid.
Before he could get Mary Jane to stop, a bomb on the opposite side of the door goes off just as she turns the lock. Although Peter manages to shield Mary Jane with his body, the blast injures her and renders her unconscious. After checking to see if Mary Jane is okay, Peter hears sirens of approaching police cars. Rushing into his apartment Peter quickly webs up his Spider-Man gear into a web ball and tosses it out to the roof of the apartment building next door.
Where's the phone booth when you need it?
He then gets back to Mary Jane just as the authorities arrive. Well, he was like, I'm already wearing one. I can't, you're just going to look, people are going to see if I'm wearing two. So yeah, he tosses the second one out the window. 40 minutes later, Peter Parker's at the hospital. Wow. That's going to come back around at the end of this episode, where he's told that Mary Jane is expected to recover and he is allowed to visit her. When Mary Jane wakes up, she asks Peter what happened, but he promises to tell her later. This whole situation gets Peter thinking about how the Green Goblin killed his girlfriend Gwen Stacy. Take a drink, Lil. Although he is convinced that Norman Osborn is dead, Peter suspects that the Green Goblin is back. Wait, how many times am I going to say that this issue? He's back once again. He changes into Spider-Man. Norman's back. Tell your blondes. Peter suspects that the Green Goblin is back. He changes into Spider-Man and goes to investigate Norman Osborn's old lab. Looking around, he finds that nothing appears to be disturbed, at least initially. However, he discovers that the dust on the floor is merely dry soap used to disguise the fact that someone had been here recently. Man, he's really going to this much effort to make it look like no one's been there. He should have just been like, yeah, I was there. I do not want. Suspecting that the person responsible will return, Spider-Man webs up a hammock and decides to wait. Sure enough, hours later, Spider-Man is alerted to the presence of someone coming into the secret lab. He is shocked to discover that it is none other than the Green Goblin who comes rocketing in on his Goblin glider.
Rocket Rider? What now?
Whoa, hey-oh. Although his foe claims to be the real Green Goblin, Spider-Man has already deduced that his opponent is actually Harry Osborn.
Aww.
I love how it's like, it's impossible. Norman can't be alive. Wait about 20 years.
Good Swiss Alps water would do that for you. It's like Lazarus Pit water.
Oh my God. So instead of penicillin tea in the will to live, it's what?
Egomania and revenge.
Spring water and pettiness.
You know best.
Hey-oh. Okay, salty. We really need to come up with a shirt for that.
It's so salty.
He tries to talk sense into his roommate and friend, but Harry seeks to avenge the death of his father. Well, that's kind of pointless. The two fight it out, and the new Green Goblin begins to gain the edge in combat because Spidey is pulling his punches. Ultimately, the Goblin uses a gas mixed into the exhaust of his Goblin glider to knock Spider-Man out.
Classic.
Thank you. Finally, having the wall crawler at his mercy, the Green Goblin attempts to give Spider-Man a fatal jolt from his electro blasts.
Careful not to get a glider in the chest.
However, he soon discovers that he has overtaxed the power source in his gloves. With Spider-Man recovering from the gas, Goblin decides to flee, vowing to destroy Spider-Man. Later, Spider-Man changes back to Peter Parker and goes to the Daily Bugle. There he asks J. Jonah Jameson for a week off, but is denied unless he wants to be fired. Furious, Peter quits instead. As he storms out of the office, Betty Brant attempts to see how he is doing. Peter tells Betty to butt out.
Yeah.
Butt out of his business. And
feeling.
oh my. Yeah, butt out of his business, storms out, vowing that no one will interfere with his life again.
Oh, sweetie.
Butt out.
Look at my butt.
I'm
like, it's too. We've already done the Spider-Man No More Forever, so
Yes. Oh, Lilith Hellfire is right. Yes. When Peter states he bought the new Ella Fitzgerald album, given the date of publication, he's likely referring to Fine and Mellow, which was released in 1974. And
Hashtag hippie wins.
And of course, all the references as this being new, sliding timescale, kids.
Well, she died in 1996, so
Yes. And her last album was in 1989. Yes. And again, yes, Norman was responsible for Gwen Stacy's death. And yes, no one tell Ray, but Norman will resurface at the end of the Clone Saga in Amazing Spider-Man 412.
That sounds like a job for the Scarlet Pimps.
Oh yeah, that'll be at the end of the original Clone Saga. But so they really played the long game with that. I mean, he died in 122. He don't come back until 412.
Because they didn't know what they wanted to do, obviously.
Well, they needed somebody to be the mastermind of that Clone Saga. So
they're like, who's left? The Rose? No. Ned? No. Oh crap, we gotta bring back Norman.
Otto's dead at the moment. Yeah, let's bring back Norman.
Literally, they were going down the list. No, the Vulture, nobody cares.
It'll be big, kids. We'll make headlines all over Wizard magazine.
I think I do have that issue where they talk about it.
I remember, I don't have it, but I remember reading the Wizard when they were like, yes, the Clone Saga will come to an end in Peter Parker Spider-Man 75. I was like, yes.
It was definitely a fatigue event for sure.
I mean, come on, 2 years.
Is that like a record?
Maybe. I mean, back then, maybe. I don't know about now.
How long have we been on Krakoa? It feels like 5 years.
I don't know. It was just selling, so they were like, keep going, keep pulling.
And that's why sometimes editorial has to sit down with sales and have a conversation.
Yes. So yes, Harry discovered his father was secretly the Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man 123. Since then, he spent the issues leading up to this story discovering his father's equipment and confirming his suspicions that Peter.
Whoa! His father's equipment? Come on.
Pervert. Peter quits his staff photography job in this issue, which he negotiated in Amazing Spider-Man 99. See, okay. Oh, that reminded me, because at first I was like, wait a minute, is he a freelancer? What's he doing asking for time off? Just take the time. Oh, okay, but
yeah,
he had a full-time job and he blew it. You blew it.
It's Peter. When things go too good in his life, everything comes crashing down.
Peter.
It's why him and Matt Murdock get along so well.
Hey-oh.
It's always psychosomatic. Just always know that.
That's true. All right. So what do you think of this, Lilith?
It feels like it came out of nowhere, but that's fine. It was the 70s. I'll allow it.
Well, I think they had to pay it off, because I think like when Norman dies, is there like a figure in the shadows? So it's like it's
always a figure in the shadows, though.
Oh yeah, it helps.
And they just go, well, I guess this is the only person left. Throw it in.
Oh hell, Clone Saga, man. There was people watching people who were watching
people from the yeah. A shadow watching a shadow watching. Yeah. And one of them was Namor. No, I'm kidding. That's a whole nother event.
All right, I'll take it.
Marvel, where's my Namor movie? You've had the rights back forever. Gimme.
Scream it!
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna say that until I get a Namor movie. So be prepared.
I'm just waiting for the drop. Namor can get it.
We don't have that yet.
Not Namor. I got I got Chris Evans.
Chris Evans can get it all day, every day.
I got Cory Booker.
Cory Booker can get it.
Joe Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello can get it. If that was me, I'd want to do me too.
Hey-oh! Oh, that I heard a thing. I mean, I know they did it on an episode of The Big Bang Theory, but I guess Joe Manganiello really is in the Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, he is. He has like Hollywood games all the time. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Didn't he convert like a wine cellar into like a gaming room or something?
Poor Sofia Vergara. She took one look at him and was like, I don't have to worry. Then her nice wine cellar gets converted to a Dungeons and Dragons. Oh God, I can only imagine.
Every so
a
often,
nerd lair.
She's like, "Hey, he's hot." Every so often I'll play with his dice.
It keeps him out of trouble.
Oh yeah. Why do you think I'm allowed the podcast?
Keeps you off the street.
Lilith is my babysitter.
Gladly.
All right. Should we get to the next one?
Let's do it. This one picks up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Amazing Spider-Man 137 from October 1974.
This is the superior cover, by the way.
The Green Goblin strikes. Looks like about the same team, except the colors this time as Petra Goldberg.
Oh, good for her.
All right. So the Green Goblin attacks a truck shipment, stealing a strange canister before departing.
Great, more gas.
Can never have too much gas. Meanwhile, Peter has web slinged to the hospital where Mary Jane is being treated following the explosion at his old apartment. There he finds that Joe, Flash, Liz, Aunt May, and even J. Jonah Jameson are at the...
That nosy old buzzard. He's not there for any other reason to be nosy.
What a statement of her about the explosion. When the news of the Green Goblin's recent attacks reaches the airwaves, Peter leaves the hospital, but not before he gives Jameson the cold shoulder when Jonah tries to talk Peter out of quitting at the Bugle.
Should have treated me better, bro.
I love when everyone's like, "Oh, what's wrong with Peter?" He should have looked at Jonah and be like, "I'm looking for a new job."
This is why I needed the time off, dingbat. Not really, but
Hey-o.
How hard is it? Because Ray likes it hard. Whoa.
Hey-o.
Talk about an explosion.
Oh. Spider-Man arrives at the scene of the truck robbery and learns that a radioactive material was stolen, of course.
Thermonuclear. Here we go.
It's the 70s. It's Marvel. Come on.
I know. That's why I said here we go.
Deciding to check out Norman Osborn's old home, Spider-Man finds the Green Goblin there. After a brief battle, the Goblin shows Spider-Man, his monitors, showing that he had kidnapped Flash, Mary Jane, and Aunt May. He then tells Spider-Man that the canister...
Wait a minute. Nolan stole this from Spider-Man. Marvel, you better go get your check while DC's still a thing.
Rachel!
Exactly.
He then tells Spider-Man that the canister he stole had been rigged to be a thermonuclear device and tells him that he has only 6 minutes to travel to the right part of the city.
Flipping his way downtown, walking fast.
As the trio are spread out. And disarm it. Spider-Man knocks out the Goblin and races off to rescue his friends when he realizes he's out of webbing and has time only to check one person.
That's why it should be organic.
Hey-o. He's like, I didn't have a choice.
We're gonna take that taxi.
It's time to check out one person. Oh yes, because so he races back to that rooftop where I guess his spare costume and webbing is still. He just left it sitting there.
See, it pays off. They knew what they were doing.
And that I know, but he can come to pick that up. But no, then the goblins say, yeah, it's the person he cares about the most. So
it's Aunt May, obviously. I mean, he literally sold his soul and his marriage for her. So
I know he chooses correctly.
She's 1,000.
I know, man. He could have chose the hot redhead and been like, "See, I chose you," and then Aunt May would have been out of his hair.
But Mephisto would have sent her right back.
He chooses correctly.
And then shock raises itself from, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, you let my beloved be killed.
Oh my.
See, that would have been a whole nother story.
I don't think those are tentacles.
He chooses correctly when he comes to the rescue of his Aunt May and tosses the bomb into a nearby river where it harmlessly explodes. Yes.
No, that's not. That's how you get Gotham River water. I'm sorry to break it to you.
That's how you're. That's. I hope you guys love some three-eyed fish on the menu because that's what you're gonna get.
And it's Jersey. It's close to Jersey. Yes, I understood that Simpsons reference.
Oh. Don't say Jersey too often.
We're doing me now.
He's asleep. He's
I,
passed out with his phone from tweeting. He's asleep.
I look as good as I do, no matter how old I am, and I date younger men.
Wait, was that about me?
Hey-oh.
I like everything.
That's not you.
Yeah, I'm like Mikey. I hate everything.
In the butt is fine.
Definitely not me.
I do it for free.
Definitely not me.
Oh no. So yes, the river's radioactive now. Spider-Man then rushes back to the Osborn estate.
Oh, it was the 70s. That's why they thought it would be fine.
OSHA, what's that? EPA, what's that?
No, like, what is it that we figured out? Like, it's something we just figured out. Oh, we just figured out how anesthesia worked last year.
Mm.
So, like, we've just been doping people up and hoping for the best this whole time. Oh my god!
It's still better than leeches. Spider-Man then rushes back to the Osborn estate where he battles the Green Goblin to the Goblin's defeat. Spider-Man calls for the police. However, he is sure to change back to Peter Parker and remove Harry's Green Goblin outfit. When the paramedics are wheeling Harry away, he tells everyone present that he knows Spider-Man is really Peter Parker and admits that he's been the Green Goblin his entire life. When the medics and police on the scene dismiss that as the ravings of a madman based on Harry's age, they wheel him away to get medical help. Which I guess I can see them saying, oh yeah, he'd have to be kind of young to be the Goblin this whole time, but it's like, Peter's been Spider-Man at least that long.
But nobody knows how old he is. That's
Yeah,
the beauty
true,
of the
but I'm-
costume.
Yeah, true. But I'm just saying.
We've known, like, the day of the first initial, Goblin activity and stuff. So they look at the timeline and like, oh, this kid right here has smoked one too many doobies.
But I'm just saying, it's not like impossible. I mean, yeah, if Harry was the Goblin from the, he could have been 16. I don't know.
Smoked a doobie.
But you have to think they never really saw villains that young either back then too. So it's all relative, I guess.
It's all old men in their fancy costumes.
We're doing me now.
And Charlie talks about how Watchmen is just, BDSM and dress up. I'm just saying, Marvel villains.
I'm that kind of freak.
The Shocker.
Like the penis.
The Shocker.
Just saying. That's electrical stem play if I've ever seen it. And we're just going to leave it at that.
and it seems like he likes to get a beat down.
He doesn't mind being cannon fodder, that's for sure. If you want to know a little bit more, we did a whole month on him. Scroll way down.
I think it was that
Shocktober, baby.
Yeah, last year, yes.
No,
Okay.
Shocktimber. Yeah, Shocktimber.
Okay, but yeah. I can't remember. It all runs together. Yeah, no significant notes here. Same as last time. All right. So what did you think of the whole thing, Lilith Hellfire?
I mean, it's kind of hard to put yourself. Oh my god! Back in the shoes. Like, I guess when this happened, you have to think it was kind of fresh. It was new. It was innovative. But now it's like, how many times have we seen this done? Specifically with Harry, just with the Goblin mantle in general. So. But it, like I said, Harry's my favorite, and this is how we're gonna bring him into the fray. It's a fine introduction, but he gets sent off to the loony bin. So I was just like,
Well, that's
I mean, he is an Osborn, so like, does he have a room waiting? A
Okay.
private room?
I was gonna say that's how all the great ones start.
Yeah, the story arc's a solid B+. I mean, I've seen way worse, especially when it comes to goblins. So, Mac and Dale, looking at you.
Oh, definitely.
There's better Harry stories, though, for sure.
Oh, we'll get there. We're gonna
But
get
this
there.
is the foundation that you
Yeah.
need, for sure. So,
Gobble gobble.
you're welcome, Ray.
See, you were the OG.
Gobble gobble.
Ray just had to come in and
Gobble gobble.
I like Ray's better.
oh my.
Gobble gobble. Sausage.
Talking about meat is so natural for Ray.
Oh.
Please make that a drop and play it on play it on the Scarlet Pimps.
I don't know if I heard you. What did you say?
No, you got a clean drop. I'm
Oh.
not gonna repeat.
It's a lot of meat.
It's not like you're talking about yourself. You're talking about Ray.
It's a lot of meat. Sucking the life force.
Almost got a spit take, kids. All right. All right. So we have 3 new issues this week.
Oh boy. This is almost as bad as Batman at this point.
Well, yeah. Oh, don't say that.
I love Batman.
Sorry, Ray. Didn't mean to get any chocolate in your peanut butter there.
Oh.
Out of the pouch. Boing.
It's Thursday night. Leave me alone.
All right. So you know Jones, and you want to talk Amazing Spider-Man 76?
Yeah. Let's talk that.
She's like, yeah, let's talk that. So yeah, Peter's in the hospital after last issue. Guess he has radiation poisoning.
Sure, why not?
And,
That radioactive spider bite finally got to him.
oh my.
Oh, it only took 60 years. It's fine.
But Ben calls Aunt May. It's like pretending to be Peter.
That cover, man. I was just like, man, you know what you're doing. You're milking the nerds for their money. It's fine.
Oh yeah. And basically Ben gets Peter's blessing to be Spider-Man. Well, it's like, I guess I have no choice. I guess you should be Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I think that they were definitely trying to do that balance of action and emotion, which we kind of have been lacking emotion for 75 issues. I'm just going to say it. While I love the action, the character dynamics have been kind of ho-hum for me. So I'm welcome to this refreshing change.
Oh yeah. And the art is great again. Well, it's the same.
Of course. Well, yeah, it's Patrick. It's never really been anything but good. But yeah, Zeb's got a handle on it. But we're on rotation, so I'm curious to see how that works out.
Yeah. Well, we get a week off next week. There's no Amazing, but then in 2 weeks when they come back, Kelly Thompson takes over, and we will talk to her the night it comes out, kids. So if you got questions, send them in, and then join the Patreon.
We'll give you a taste. We want the whole interview. Gotta head to our Patreon.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to drop that night. Just on Patreon, just be like, go get it. All right. Oh, we'll have to talk to her about the Hawkeye series coming up because she loves Kate Bishop. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I think her art is gonna be with Sarah Pichelli, right?
Yes.
So that's talk about your dynamic duo. I am hyped for that.
Oh, yeah.
I like Zeb and Patrick, but I'm curious to see what these two have cooked up for sure.
I mean, at least Patrick and now Sarah coming up. I mean, they're really bringing the art on these. Which, why not? It's Spider.
I mean, it's basically the premier title. So.
Yeah, it's their Batman. So yeah, you better bring it again. If you want people to pay, you buy the book 3 times a month. Yeah, you better bring it, and they are.
Yeah, and I get why they've done it on this rotation because it's like, well, I mean, I've been dealing with Patrick and Zeb for a while. Why should I keep 3 times a month? But it's like, hey, Kelly Thompson and Sarah Pichelli, okay. And then what's the other one? What's the other team?
Saladin Ahmed, I know, is coming in. I forget who else is.
I forget his artist. Yeah,
I forget. Was there another writer? I know there was at least 3. I can't remember if there was 4 or not.
We'll find out, I guess.
I was gonna say I'm sure Kelly has all the details. I'm sure she's in constant contact with these people.
I can't imagine. Like, they're just probably on teams like all the time. So I want to do this. Will that conflict with that? Or maybe they had their roadmap laid down for them. Well, I'm curious to find out. I guess we'll find out.
I would love to read that thread. Just be honest. I wonder if Kelly's gonna just like start fresh or pick up on that ending. Hell yes, Spider-Man.
I will say that, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I feel like it's giving it a little bit of soapy, like soap opera drama, but like I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, again, Ben feels like he has to prove himself, but I think I've cracked the code. I think I know where they're going, especially with bringing Otto in. I mean, we could talk more about this with Charlie, but you know what I'm thinking? Peter's got radiation poisoning. Either Aunt May or Ben, I bet, is going to go to Otto and try to make a deal for him to save Peter.
Ooh.
I mean, he did it during the Clone Saga, the 90s Clone Saga.
Yep. So. Yep. We're back in the 90s suddenly because the 90s is the only thing selling.
So I mean, so either Ben's going to make some kind of deal with the devil or Aunt May is going to try to, bargain with something.
Uncle Ben's like, it was me, Peter!
May's gonna have to do something unsavory to save her nephew.
I don't think those are tentacles.
About time she held up her end of the deal is all I'm gonna say about it.
I know, he sold his marriage for you.
Let us never forget.
But you're still here for it.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say you're the harshest Ben Riley critic, so okay.
Well, like I said, I just said that they didn't pull the trigger. So for me, every time I reread it, it feels like I'm rereading it for nothing because it was clear what they wanted to do and they weren't allowed to do it, and it's such a shame.
What?
Can you imagine how different it would be if they actually pulled the trigger on the actual idea that they wanted to do? How different these books would be, and then Peter would be coming back now.
With Ben being the original Peter. But that's the thing. But they wanted to get rid of that marriage, but then they had no way to say, okay, Ben's the original Peter. Well, the other guy's keeping the Peter Parker name because he's the but it's like really couldn't go anywhere.
They kind of by keeping it's kind of like Lush. You kind of write yourself into a corner that you got to come out swinging.
They didn't want Spider-Man to get a divorce. They didn't want to kill off Peter or Mary Jane. So it's like, well, what are you gonna do?
I mean, they could have always killed off Mary Jane.
Well. They didn't want him to get divorced. They didn't want him to be a widower. They thought that was going to age him or something.
I mean, they live in New York. Bad things happen to people all the time.
I know. Like, you can get married at 18 and your spouse can still get killed,
Especially living in Marbles, New York. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
But yeah, like I said, I'm super interested. It is going to be a breath of fresh air. I love Nick and everything, and I appreciate what he did. I get what he was trying to do, but I do feel like there are definitely some editorial mandates that prevented him from making his story as great as it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just ready for something new, fresh, and different.
Oh, exactly. I'm wonderful. I'm sure Kelly can't hint around at anything, but I just wonder what they're going to do next year for the 60th anniversary.
I'm sure she can say whatever in the solicits, and that's about it.
Well, I don't think probably past January they haven't solicited anything yet.
Yeah,
so. I'm sure Peter will be back, but it's just
come on, of course it's gonna be back.
Be like, hey, we're gonna get any more oversized issues? I bet we are.
A couple, mark my words.
I mean, Legacy. This was 877, so 900 3 times a month. 900's around the corner.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta knock those coins right out those nerds' pockets, man.
Hey, wait a minute. Oh yeah, because we're gonna be close. I mean, this 3 times a month thing is what 18 issues or so. I mean, we're less than Oh no, it'll be done right before maybe a couple issues before 900. So yeah, so we're gonna. Once this is over, 900 is just a hop, skip, and a jump after this. So that'll be the big 60th anniversary.
Save your money, kids. Don't forget to save your money. I'm guaranteeing it's gonna be. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be a $20 book.
Oh, probably, because think about it. Not only is it 900, the first
they saw what Batman and Superman did. They're totally gonna copy that. So
not only is it the first Marvel book to get the 900, but 2, it's gonna be his 60th anniversary.
Yeah, and they have a whole bunch of stuff planned for the 60th. So yeah. I'm like super excited to see what they have planned. Has to be better than whatever they did for the 80th for everybody else at DC.
Yeah. But I just wonder if they're going to spin Ben Reilly into his own book after this.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
I guess he'll be back in the cultural consciousness, and some people will be like, "Hey, I just want to start fresh." I mean,
it seems like the hype is there. I mean, JM's doing that Ben Reilly flashback series starting in January, so it seems like
like I said, he's the Batman. Sorry, Ray, of Marvel, so it kind of makes sense for him to have like the Spider Fam, because he really doesn't have a Spider Family. Like he has Miles and stuff, but not really. Do you know what I mean?
And again, literally, I know they're not going to officially marry them, but Peter and Mary Jane are pretty much back together.
They're living in sin, and hey, man, we're cool with it.
And depending what happens with Janine, I mean, Ben Reilly can be your single Spider-Man.
They're common law, so it is what it is. Wait, I don't think New York's a common law state, but we'll pretend. Jersey is, I'm pretty sure, so we'll just pretend.
It's going to be a thing. They're always going to be together, but it's like, wink, they're not married, wink.
No paperwork holding down that redhead. She's going to leave when she wants to leave if she wants to.
Oh, my. All right. I don't think we've talked the last issue or two of this, but Symbiote Spider-Man Crossroads #4.
Woo! What the hell is going on here?
Boy, Eternals, Celestials. Is there a movie coming out or something?
Poor Peter David. He's doing the best with what he can. That's all that I can say about this one.
Well, the last series, remember, Kang was in it. It's like
exactly. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm reading Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I wonder if that's the deal he had to make. Yeah, I want to do like a flashback Spider-Man series. Okay, but you got to throw in whatever's hot at the time. Okay.
I mean, it is a wild, crazy ride of an issue. I'll give him that, but it is all over the place.
Especially the Hulk, man, the last issue.
Which I was just like, oh, thank you for that.
The Hulk having daddy issues.
All the best cowboys have daddy issues. We know this. It is known. But it's like, how long have you had daddy issues? Maybe it's time to go to a therapist and stop smashing things. Maybe.
Well,
maybe.
That's ironic coming from you.
Smash it. It's so salty. That's my job.
Oh my.
It's so salty.
That could work on so many levels. Oh, you got daddy issues, so maybe you should quit smashing things or people.
Smash it.
Oh my.
Like, but oh yeah, so shout out to Greg Land for the artwork. I enjoyed it a lot. I love the Incredible Hulk. But the Deviants looked really good too. So
oh yeah, everybody looked good. Hell, Felicia looked good.
Well, that's not hard to do. She practically draws herself. You just do the curves.
That's not hard to do.
That's some bouncy artwork they have there.
Oh my! I don't know. I don't know how she's an acrobat. The center of gravity is all off.
Could be worse. Could be Power Girl.
Ew. And of course, I mean, again, it's kind of some mysticism in here, but I'm like, yeah, Doctor Strange is in here too. So
we're building a mystery.
Hey, want to know what movies are out this year, kids?
Yeah, you know what? But it's different. It's not what I thought it was gonna be. So I'm just kind of adjusting to my expectations. But it's Peter David, so it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially if this is like a mandate to put like Eternals and stuff. And he's making the best out of.
Yeah, and he has that depth and knowledge to pull from, so it doesn't feel so shallow and disingenuous. So that's always nice.
Oh yeah, and I like that he was like writing Spider-Man at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so should we get to Miles Morales?
Yeah, I guess if we have to.
Number 31. I know I talked the last issue with Charlie. I don't think we got to talk at
what's going on with Miles? This feels like, how like when Fox wasn't doing that hot with X-Men and Marvel was just like, maybe we just cut him off at the knees. I feel like Sony's trying to do something with Miles, so they're like nonstop Spider-Man's gone. All that other stuff that we had like last year, gone. This book is kind of fizzing out too as well. No shade to Sal, but the action's fizzing out on this one big time.
We got to throw Taskmaster. Another hot new character. Yeah, Taskmaster.
Yeah. It's like, really? What mercenary has Miles Morales of all people in their sights? Like, come on.
Well, like I said, like I was saying to Charlie, I mean, I'm sure someone hired him. Just the question.
And it's like, okay, Starling, can you just go away? I'm over Starling. I don't like
Really?
it.
You don't like her?
It feels too forced.
Yeah, but is this? I mean, are they gonna? I mean,
this is them trying to pull a Zendaya. That's all, like a Zendaya MJ, and I don't like it.
Well, I was gonna say I didn't know if maybe it wasn't gonna last. This is gonna be like his Black Cat, maybe.
Probably.
Because criminal, yeah. And it's legacy. She's the Vulture's granddaughter.
I'm sure. I'm still not sure how that worked out, considering, but okay.
Vulture had sex sometime during Prohibition, and the rest took care of itself.
But no, like, she's interesting by herself. I just don't like her with Miles. That's all.
Yeah. Well, like I said, maybe they'll.
That's not in game. Clearly, that's not in game.
Oh,
and actually, he's only like what 12. Nothing should be in game.
No, isn't he? Yeah, isn't he like in? I don't think was he high school?
He's like 15, 16. Yeah. Basically 12.
Well, maybe that's going to be the thing. Maybe that something's going to happen. They're going to break up, and she's going to go back to a life of crime. And every time they fight, oh, it's my ex-girlfriend. I can't.
I mean, just be like Peter. She can only run into him on Christmas. That's when he'll let her go. That'll be the thing.
Yeah. All right.
They need to spice it up. That's all that I'm saying.
Exactly. All right. Now we've seen it in action somewhat. Are you still feeling this new suit, or?
It's interesting.
I just don't.
It's a fun cosplay, but like actually in the drawings itself, like within the story, I don't really like it.
I don't like the baggy look, like especially like the jacket and stuff. Like if they kept this color scheme but made it like skin tight, like it's regular Spider-Man suit, I think I'd like it much better.
Like I feel like they're trying too hard to like define his style and make it street, which it don't sit right with me, bro, kind of thing.
And unless they're like modified sneakers, how are your feet sticking to the wall in sneakers?
Yeah, they are modified, if I remember right. So,
okay.
But again, it's just kind of like, oh, he has to wear cool sneakers because he's the Black Spider-Man. Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know it's like I mean, I get it. They want to like make him different than Peter, but it's like
they're trying a little too hard. Like, it's coming off a little inauthentic and disingenuous. I'm just gonna be real with you.
I like they're trying too hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's cool. You can have like his like street clothes be like that, but the Spider-Man suit doesn't have to be like. He's the only hero with an outfit like that. Why?
Okay, you're the one to answer this. Do you feel like they're trying to pander too hard to be like, hey, Black,
way too hard.
I've got a Spider-Man for you. Yeah,
way too hard. And I feel like they're leaning way into like the urbanness, and like I feel like Peter in the books wasn't even that urban, like in the earlier books that Bendis wrote. So it's like I don't know, it feels like a caricature at this point. So anybody want to just tone it down?
Yeah, I mean,
save it for the video games. The video games is the only thing that can really get away with that. I'll just be honest.
I mean, I get they want to be different than Peter, but they should kind of be like Peter at that age and be like a nerd.
And he is a nerd. He's smart, and they forget that. But they forget Peter's smart too. So they've forgotten Peter was smart for like a decade at this point. So
well, that's the thing. I think after the movie, it's like they kind of seem to downplay his sometimes like his genius and like be like, oh, he's an artist. Well, it's like, well, you can be both.
And he's a graffiti art. Yeah. Just it's kind of like I feel like kind of like when they stopped letting Green Lantern be an architect kind of thing.
Yeah, that was Sony's fault.
Yeah,
graffiti artist thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole Jon Stewart thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like maybe give the kids that are looking up to him something better to strive for than like street style and graffiti art. I don't know. I mean, that's literally why Bendis created the character. So I don't think they're being true to the character at that point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's all. But I like the story, but they're just trying way too hard. Like it smacks of old white guys trying to figure out what's cool and hip, and they need to take it back to the drawing board with that costume.
I mean, you know what I'd love to see? It's like, hey, he gets like a pair of web shooters from Peter, but he like improves them, and Peter's like, how'd you do that?
Because I'm a genius, fool.
Yeah, dude. But yes, kids, I know at some point in the next couple months, yes, Miles and Ben are gonna have an encounter too.
You know, when they said he was gonna have a clone saga of his own, I was like, is this boy, talk about disappointment.
I know. See, look, they get
Talk about a bitter root.
Oh, that's who they should have got on the team. Yes. Get David Walker.
I was hoping.
Get David Walker on the phone.
I don't know.
I think he could really bring some subtle nuance to that character specifically. That's all that I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't know if he even wants to mess with Marvel or DC anymore. It's just like, hey, he's having fun on Bitterroot and stuff. It's like, you know,
I know, but he did such a great job with Naomi.
Oh yeah.
That it wasn't even really a part of her character. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I prefer. If you're going to do it, don't make it a big deal. And they're really starting to make it a big deal with Miles. I don't like it.
Or aren't they supposed to do more Naomi in comics? But I wonder if
now she's getting a TV show. So
I wonder if they're waiting for the TV show before they do more comics.
Yeah. And plus Wonder Print, is not anymore. And she did make the leap over to the main books, but we really haven't seen much from her. So
she's in Justice League, yeah. Of course.
We haven't seen much from her, like I said.
I know. Well, I mean, they really overloaded that team with, like, I forget how many people.
Shekels. Here's a shekel. There's a shekel. Everybody gets a shekel.
Well, Superman's finally going into space, so that's one down. But it's like, yeah, they had a ton of people,
And that's kind of not what the Justice League is about, but
What, Black Adam?
Oh God, we'll talk about that one day. One day soon, maybe.
You mean maybe when Justice League 69 hits?
Hello.
That's issue.
Summer of 69.
Oh no, I bet issue 69 was coming out, but okay. But no, I mean, yeah, I get the whole thing with the mouse thing. I thought the art's good. I like the art on this.
Yeah, but like the story's so ho-hum right now. Like, there's not a lot of action or anything.
Are they making him wait for something, maybe, or I don't know?
They are spinning wheels, and I don't know what for. There better not be another damn event around the corner.
Well, like I said, I know he's coming face to face with Mouse. I wonder if that's when Saladin's going to be writing Amazing. So
that actually makes sense. Yeah,
cross him over. Yeah,
it's natural. All the spider people have to bump into each other eventually.
Well, and I think Miles isn't going to be too happy that Ben's
Meanwhile, Spider-Woman's off in her own corner being great.
I know. But yeah, Miles can be happy because, I mean, he doesn't know Ben. It's like, oh, hey, Peter's in the hospital and there's this new guy running around as Spider-Man.
It's like, wait a minute. Why is your hair blonde?
It's your fault. You never dyed your hair. I do like in this issue, though, instead of the whole stupid cousin thing, they're like, oh, yeah, your brother.
Yeah. You're not Patty Duke.
I know. They said they were identical twins in the 90s. Meanwhile, he was a Rowley, Aunt May's family, supposedly. Aunt May by marriage. There's so much of that 90s. That was a mess. All right. Are we done here?
I think so. Give the kids the homework.
Oh, that's right. All right, kids. Next episode is going to be a big event because you'll be able to catch this in two places, because next week Lilith Hellfire and I will be covering for the 150th episode Spider-Man the Child Within from Spectacular.
I wonder what's going to happen in that episode.
Well, here's a hint. Harry Osborn shows up. Spectacular Spider-Man 178 through 183. So yes, Lilith and I will cover those 6 issues, and then if you want more, get the writer's commentary with Mr. JMD Mateus, because this is one of his favorite stories, and you can catch that on the Patreon. Maybe we'll give you a little taste over here, but
we'll give you a little taste.
It's like the mom. We'll give you a taste. So yes, so that'll be 150, and then in 2 weeks, Web of Spider-Man 66 and 67.
So close.
I know. And then in 3 weeks will be a Spectacular Spider-Man 189. So yes, these are all Harry Osborn issues. And then of course we'll round out the month with, all right, brace yourselves, kids. This is a weird idea. Ben Reilly as Spider-Man. The Scarlet Pimps will cover Sensational Spider-Man number 0 when he dyes that hair blonde for the first time. Wow.
Nice.
Amazing Spider-Man 407 and Web of Scarlet Spider 3 and 4. Might throw the New Warriors issue in there too. Yeah.
Better them than me. That's all I can say.
You're welcome to join us anytime, Lilith Hellfire.
I'll let my drops live in infamy. It's fine.
And then, I don't know if we mentioned it here, kids, but December is going to be weird because since we have the movie review and the Thwippies at the end of the year, so yeah, December will be Amazing Spider-Man 165 and 166. And then 2 weeks after the last one, you'll get another Scarlet Pimps episode. So,
oh, tell the boys to get their Thwippy entries in as well.
I will. See what? Oh, please! Remember last year, Ray was like Spider-Woman, Spider-Woman, Spider-Woman,
and that's fine. I think more people need to be reading Spider-Woman. That's how he felt. That's how he felt.
Oh no, I rave about that book too, but he just, I swear, obvious pandering. It's just every category: Spider-Woman, Spider-Woman. Boy, I hope Carla's paying you enough, Ray. All right, so send your thoughts on all of it. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Ultimate Spider-Cast on Facebook, on Twitter. Go join our Facebook fan group, Web of Spider-Man. Now over 2.4 thousand.
Suck it, loonies!
Oh, man, we blew them out of the water. So yeah, so join the fun, man. Like I said, we're almost at the 2,500 mark. So
gimme.
Yes, let's get our other groups up to there too. I mean, Spider-Man is way past that all the other groups. Oh, hey, and you guys can also join Ben Reilly Beyond. No, Ben Reilly Beyond. That's our other Facebook fan group. Oh, come on, Lil. All right. So, yes, find links to all those. Links to this YouTube channel. Links to subscribe to the YouTube, but most importantly, subscribe to the Patreon if you can, because once again, we're out here on our own and we have no...
The baby birds have flown the nest.
We have no Beyond Corporation. We have none of it. So please, if you can subscribe to the Patreon, or hey, if you're a sponsor, like we were talking earlier, and you want to sponsor us, get a hold of me.
Boss Water, Truly. I'll take Amazon. I'm not like other people. I'm not too good for Amazon. I'll take it.
Oh no. Oh, she'll take it. Blue Chew, any of it.
Yeah, sure. Like, I don't feel like they went in deep enough. If it's good enough for Joe Rogan, it's good enough for me.
Oh my. There's a drop, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So please, if you can subscribe to the Patreon, please do. Again, like we said, interviews are going up there. You'll be able to catch the JMD Mateus talk about Child Within. You'll be able to catch the Kelly Thompson talk all about Spider-Man Beyond. Our Chichester chats will be there. I'm still trying to nail one down. We might have another interview going up there, so I won't mention who until we confirm that. And yes, our superhero movie
is confirmed. Kidding.
Oh, I wish. So yes, and
answer for your crime, sir.
Put him on trial. Oh, I want to do a roast. I still want to do
the trial of Michael Brian Bendis.
I want to do a roast. All right, and superhero movie brackets coming next year. So yeah, lots going on the Patreon. Or if you want to make a one-time payment, please go check out our store at Teespring. Shirts, cups, all the usual stuff's there. Like I said, we'll have more coming soon.
Tumblers are even bigger now.
Hey-oh! Lilith wants a bigger cup to drink out of. Something bigger for her mouth. Yes, please subscribe to the YouTube. You can see her telling me I'm number one.
Nobody tell Tim at Apple Podcasts.
Hey, that wasn't audio. Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube so you can see Lil telling me I'm number one. But yes, find links to everything I just mentioned, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capes and lunatics. All right, Lilith Hellfire, where can people talk to you about Osborns and
Oh, if you nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you should know where to find me by now. Just look for Lilith Hellfire everywhere. I'm kidding. At Lilith Hellfire on Twitter, at Lilith Hellfire 69 on Instagram, and of course at Lilith Hellfire 69 on the TikTok. Look for my great comments and Star Trek related content. That's a mouthful. It sure is.
that's right, Lilith Hellfire 69, kids.
That's a mouthful. The big finish.
Because we're done. All right, so again, come back next week for episode 150.
We did it! Break out the confetti and balloons!
Lilith Hellfire and I discussed The Child Within, and remember, Patreon, you're going to get Jam D. Mateus talking about one of his favorite stories. But until then, swing on back.
Thwip, thwip, thwip!